This is the Great Basin Prescribed Fire Briefing for Friday, November 15th. Looking at our current map, lots of projects ongoing throughout the geographic area, quite a bit here in western Idaho and scattered about everywhere. You see the purple circles, one small natural fire down here south of Vegas, just less than an acre. Precipitation the past 7 days, mostly light amounts. The light blue to moderate blue shades are a couple of hundredths to a tenth of an inch. Plain white is 0. About a half inch we see the green up here in parts of the central Idaho mountains on the western side. Percent of normal, you can see most areas well below normal in the south. Only place near or above normal is the western Payette National Forest and parts of far northern northwest Nevada. 100-hour fuels reflecting that dryness. That gold down in the southern areas are 100-hour fuels in the 6 to 10% range. Otherwise, they start going up and get into the 16 to 20% range in the green up here in the north. Same story with the heavier 1,000-hour fuels, but those heavy fuels quite dry in the southern third to half of Nevada and even across Utah in the 11 to 15% range. Now, we did have some light snowfall amounts in some areas the last 72 hours. Here in Utah, the darker blue is anywhere from 2 to 4 inches of snow. Some more significant snow in the central Idaho mountains. These goldish areas are anywhere from 6 to 12 inches of snow. So it is a sign of the season. Snow cover on the map starting to build up across the higher terrain of central Idaho and parts of western Wyoming, as well as the Uintas and Wasatch. Otherwise, just scant amounts until you get up to the Sierra front. Satellite imagery shows storm system winding up here and some bands of clouds and a cold front actually pushing in across parts of Nevada and into Idaho, and then another storm system waiting the wings further upstream. Looking at the map for later today, there's the upper level low pressure system. Cloud cover building in, some light precipitation in the areas of the green through here across the northern half of the region. It'll be scattered. Otherwise quite windy. See these strong wind barbs of 60, 70 mile an hour mid-level atmospheric winds. And that's going to put a crimp into some burn plants. It might be too windy in some southern and eastern areas. The transport's going to be very good, so very good ventilation as you would expect with those winds. But you can see those surface winds here in the orange are anywhere from 24 to 30 miles an hour. The humidity, 17% down by the Four Corners area, getting into the upper 20s in eastern Utah, and then more like 40, 50, 60% in most of Nevada and up into Idaho. But you see those strong transport winds, and these are analogous to peak gusts. Also, these purple areas are transport winds in that 40 mile an hour range, so quite windy in some areas. Very good vertical mixing of several thousand feet. Trough low pressure, the center of the trough axis is across the eastern portions of the Great Basin on Saturday. Most of the moisture starts retreating into Wyoming. We get dry, cool, northerly flow. Still good overall dispersion. Surface winds will be fairly light. The humidity going up in all areas. In most areas, will be up in somewhere between 25 and 40%. Transport winds, most significant across parts of Nevada and into southern Idaho, where we could see transport winds of 25 to 35 miles an hour, but lighter elsewhere. Still decent vertical mixing of a couple thousand feet. And in this pattern, we don't get much stagnation. So it's deep low pressure area cut off in northern Mexico on Sunday, but there's another cold front, another low pressure area with increasing clouds and some precip for Idaho and northern Nevada on Sunday. The ventilation index starts decreasing because of the increased cloud cover and the high pressure building in, and also because of the lighter surface winds where you see these areas in purple, some stagnation starting to build up. So the humidity is on the right-hand side. And transport winds also fairly light through here. They are picking up across northern and western areas. That's where the best overall vertical mixing is going to be as well. 3-day precipitation totals, mostly light amounts, locally moderate again in the central Idaho mountains where they've been getting the brunt of the precipitation and storm activity the past couple of weeks. And as we go into Monday, big zonal flow, stormy, breezy, Nothing heavy, just little bands of precipitation possibly coming in. And then Tuesday, things get consolidated. We see another storm system developing, most of it going up into Idaho and northern Nevada, maybe far northwest Utah on Wednesday. And then high pressure starts building in from the south, shifting the storm track into the Pacific Northwest and the northern Rockies on Thursday. And it'll keep us high and dry as we go into the end of next week and probably beyond, and also with decreasing air quality. So I go back here just again, you can see the ventilation index starts to really decrease a lot as this high pressure ridge starts to build in from the south. Precipitation, this is Monday evening through Wednesday evening. There's some light amounts through here. And then later on, this is Wednesday evening through Friday evening. There'll be some more significant amounts in our northern areas, but it'll have a hard time dropping further south. 7-day precip totals all together, decent amounts, again up in the Idaho mountains and parts of western Wyoming. And the 8 to 14 day does show somewhat warmer temperatures and near normal to somewhat drier than normal conditions. A definite change from the last couple of weeks. We'll have a bit more high pressure building into the area, so we'll see how that plays out. This concludes our briefing. Next one coming up this Monday. Have a great day and a great weekend.